Welcome everyone to this amazing event, the New South Wales Nurses and Midwives Association Professional Day. This year, the first time it's at the ICC, which is very exciting. And I'm so glad that you've chosen the themes of self-care and sustainability.
Preventing and managing psychological hazards are a key element of workplace health and safety. We should be using the normal, everyday risk management strategies that we're using all the time for every other kind of hazard, not just be looking at individual strategies.
Oh, fantastic. It's been wonderful. Great speakers. Fantastic.
I've learned so much, and a lot of them being resilient and taking care of yourself, which is so important. We're nurses, we've got to take care of ourselves to survive.
I enjoyed the one on violence. Learned a lot.
What's interesting about the results and what we were able to pass on was it didn't really matter where our members worked. More than half were saying they were exposed to violence in the workplace and had experienced it.
We're torn across different pressures and needs, and so this intervention will be a place to go and get support so that alcohol can be part of your life but won't be the focus of your life.
Exercise for everything, preventing dementia, depression, bowel cancer, breast cancer, you name it, and we need to start now.
Very good indeed.
And I think we needed a day to focus on the nurses themselves.
Yes.
If we can't be compassionate to ourselves and to each other, then how can we expect to bring our full self to what we do? And how can we expect to bring compassion to those that we care for?
People check their phones 150 times a day.
Kamal for sure.
80% of people check their phones within the hour of getting up.
He is talking about technology and he's speaking to mothers. A lot of us are mothers of kids that are addicted to technology, and it's just a whole scary outlook.
There are people in your life that one thing they want from you right now is your presence.
Putting your mobile phone away and connecting with people and things like that. So, big message, I think, for us all to remember.
At the moment, we're sitting at roughly 2/3 of Australians are opposed to Adani's coal mine. And that's not to mention the almost 80% of Australians that say that they are very concerned about climate change and want to see action on it.
And I get a lot of nurses and doctors come up to me. And by far more than any other professional area at all, they come up to me in the street and go, "You've got to do a war on waste on hospitals or whatever, Medicare."
For Craig from War on Waste, he was fantastic.
It was really good to hear him talk about waste and management and, the things that especially we can do in hospitals to reduce our waste.
You guys talking to each other and saying, "This is what we've done, this is how we got it up, this is why it's effective," is what's really going to make a difference. And as I said, there's a massive passion from you guys, so keep it up.
Yeah, that was really good, and I think the war on waste needs to continue and the fight for Adani needs to continue. And I think we can use some of his campaigns for our ratio campaign.
We need to remember the basics of growing our membership, representing members' interests, and making decisions with social justice as a moral grounding.
We've listened to what your association has said, and obviously we can't agree on absolutely every point, but we have listened. The problem I have as your minister and as the minister here in New South Wales is that when I sit at the budget table with Treasury, they look at me with steely eyes and say, "Well, you realise you're already consuming almost 1/3 of the entire state budget on health."
We still believe shift-by-shift ratios is the only transparent and enforceable way to guarantee minimum staffing. When can we expect to see the increase in nursing hours per patient per day and recruitment of these extra nurses? And how do you intend to track where the positions are actually delivered?
Of the 5,000, approximately 45%, so almost 50%, will be going into the regional areas. And a lot of those will actually be addressing the need for the B and C hospitals.
I appreciate the opportunity that he came and talked to us, but I feel like the lack of knowledge about the questions that we were actually presenting was chilling.
And I don't feel that he answered the questions that anybody answered directly. Very sad.
We're not going to get over ratios. Ratios in nursing is the only way we're going to have parity between like-for-like hospitals.
It's time for you to give us some real support and real solutions to combat the violence in our hospitals.
Some say, yeah, we need more security officers. Some say that wouldn't work. It's not going to work. You need a better system. You need better ways of doing things. At the very least, when the security officers are there, they should have cameras like the police have, where it would act as a deterrent if someone said, you're now being filmed and blah, 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 because police have reported that does work.
We stand with you for all of those people who have experienced violence at the workplace, and we want to work with you to find real solutions. Achieving substantial change in health and aged care can seem like an impossible task until it's done. If we continue to show tenacity, resolve, courage, our public support will continue to grow and governments will be forced to listen.
We need to stand up and fight back, but we cannot do that without every nurse and midwife as an engaged NSWNMA member.
We can use our voices to demand better and drive change for all. Rather than remaining on perpetual defence, we need to be bold.
Do we want a fairer and better world? Do we want a fairer and better community and country here in Australia? If the answer is yes, we just got to go on about doing it.
But when our members choose to stand together and fight back for the people we care for, then we will win, and we will win big.